Welcome back to this Football Manager 2020 experiment where I have created a perfect player on the game. If you missed part 1, go and check that out first. There should be a link in the top right hand corner. In today's video, I'm going to holiday quite a few years into the future, probably to his mid to late 20s. And we'll have a look at how he's getting on, whether he's still at Liverpool, whether he's still winning Ballon d'Ors. I presume he will be, it's quite predictable. But we're also going to take a look at some of his goals to see how he plays, see the sort of goals he scores, maybe a couple of assists, I don't know. We'll have a look at some footage of him in action anyway. Before we zoom too far into the future though, I just want to show you the 2022 World Cup, which was won by Italy. Mr. Perfect could have had a hat-trick, but unfortunately he missed a penalty in the second minute. He then scored this 82nd minute penalty to equalise against Portugal before winning the World Cup for Italy in extra time in the 116th minute. Let's have a look at this goal from him then that won Italy another World Cup. Nice finish, first time hit. He's actually bald. I didn't think he was bald, but there we go. I thought I gave him hair, but maybe he's lost it all. He can't be perfect at everything, I suppose. He perfectly lost his hair, I guess. Let's have a look at the awards. So Mr. Perfect was the best player. 8.19 rating at the World Cup. 7 goals in 7 games. 2 assists as well. Best young player, of course, because he was only 19 when he won it. He's in the dream team, playing left back, interestingly. Goal of the tournament. He didn't feature in that one. Golden Boot. He was the top goal scorer of 7 goals. What an insane player. So I've zipped through to the end of the 2026 World Cup. It's actually 2027. But Italy managed to win their second World Cup in a row. I can't see this one for some reason. I'm not sure why I could see the previous one. But yeah, second time in a row for Italy. Let's have a look at the group stages then. So there's 3 teams in each group in the 2026 World Cup. Italy managed to win both their games to get through to the next round, the second round. Quite so big. They defeated Germany 4-0. Can't see that one either. But Mr. Perfect has won 2 World Cups in a row. And this one, obviously, at the age of 23. Extra time, went over Croatia. 3-1 win against France. They beat some tough teams, didn't they? Portugal. And then USA somehow got through to the final. And Italy were too strong for them. So Mr. Perfect wasn't the best player at this World Cup. He wasn't as good as Tonali. Real life wonder kid. Finished ahead of him, but maybe he wasn't played in quite an attacking role. I don't know. I assume he's in the dream team. He's at right back this time, left back at the last one. Goal of the tournament, he's not on there. Golden Boot, Mr. Perfect nowhere near, because unfortunately he only scored a couple goals at this tournament. He's still at Liverpool at the age of 24. His value's gone down to 90 million. But he's now earning £400,000 a week. 86 caps at the age of 24. 17 goals. Absolutely insane. And look at those average ratings over the years. Incredible. Best goal scoring season in the Premier League was 22 goals in the 2024-25 season, with 31 in all competitions. He might have played up front then, actually. I'm going to find the save file from the end of that season to see if he was playing up front. Sorry, I'm jumping around about here. We're back 2 years ago. 22 years old. Earning 350k a week, and he had an insane season. So where was he playing? He was mainly playing at left back with a few games on the left wing, but he somehow scored 31 goals in all competitions. That is incredible. And Liverpool won the league. He was the second top goal scorer behind a different Liverpool player, Anthony. Best average rating. He's managed that every year. Most man of the match awards. He really is ridiculous. He scored the winner in the FA Cup final as well. So we have jumped back into the future. It's now 2029, the end of the 2028-29 season. Mr. Perfect is 26 years old. He's got over 100 caps for Italy now, by the way, and he's still at Liverpool. But I'm thinking about moving him on. Part 3, perhaps Mr. Perfect should be at a different club. He's 26 now, he's in his prime. I feel like his time at Liverpool perhaps is up, but that's up to you guys. Those of you watching this video in kind of like the first hour or so of me uploading this, get to vote on where he should move next. Now I've put in the poll in the description below a few big European teams that have done very well in this save, have won their respective leagues, won Champions Leagues, etc. Vote for the team you'd like him to move to, or alternatively you can vote for Liverpool if you want to keep him at Liverpool in part 3. And then in part 3, I'll holiday a few more years and we'll see how he gets on, either at Liverpool or at his new club. So get voting, click on the link in the description below. So, how has he got on in the last few years then? He spent many years at Liverpool now, 10 seasons in total, and he's still only 26. He's continued to score goals, and in fact the last 2 years have been pretty sensational. Last year 44 goals, this year 38. Is he finally playing up front? No. He's played the majority of his games at left back or attacking midfield. I suppose he could have scored a lot of goals from there, or right back. But yeah, most of his games are at full back, but he's scoring so many goals, getting lots of assists, getting lots of man of the match awards as well. Last year really was outstanding. Although, interestingly, his average rating much lower, and that might be because of the detail level. Now, previously, I'd forgotten to make the detail level high. So for England here, I didn't have the detail level turned on. So I think the game was just sort of randomly deciding the average ratings based on his attributes, based on games, etc. So the average rating was really, really high. But turning the detail level on has actually made him score more, get more assists and similar number of man of the match awards, but his average rating has lowered, which that is quite strange actually. So that's the effect of turning the detail level on. Now I've turned the detail level on so we can actually have a look at some goals that he's scored for Liverpool, because we need to do that. Liverpool are champions, by the way, and they also won the Champions League with Mr. Perfect playing. He didn't score the winning goal. We'll have a look at that in a second, I suppose. But let's just have a look at the last few Premier League, the Premier League winners. So Liverpool have dominated, as you can see there. I'm just going to go all the way back to the start. So I'll quickly skip through. First 3 seasons we saw, of course, in the last video. Then Liverpool managed to easily beat Man United to the title. Then they finished down in 3rd, which is the lowest we've seen them finish. But then after that, they've won it every single year. 2 points ahead of Man City, 1 point ahead of Chelsea, 5 points ahead of Liverpool, and then 101 points, only losing 1 game, finishing way ahead of Man United. And then most recently, 3 points ahead of Arsenal, scoring 111 goals in the process. Mr. Perfect, top goal scorer of 33 goals, highest average rating, most man of the match awards. If we look at the award winners over the years, player of the year, footballer of the year, Mr. Perfect has won it every single season. Incredible scenes. And of course the last 2 years the average rating has dipped since I turned the detail level on, but actually his performances have improved really. It's just, for whatever reason, it's not allowing him to have a very high average rating, which does seem a bit odd thinking about it. Has he scored the goal of the season? He did last year. I might actually go back and watch. Can I see? Oh no, we can't see the goal. I thought we'd be able to see the goal because I've got the detail level on. It's still not working. That's not made any difference, which is a bit irritating really. Player of the year, he's won that every single season as well. I'm guessing he must have won the first few. Yeah, I mean, young player of the year, because you come in up to the age of 24, it's only the last 2 seasons that he was ineligible for that particular award. Top goal scorer, he's won the last 2 seasons. Last year 35 goals, this year 33. He is a special talent. He's now scored 192 league goals for Liverpool. This is only the league goals, remember. So he's actually scored a lot more goals than that in total for Liverpool in his time there. Let's just look at the Champions League. Let's look at the Champions League first. So they've won the last 2, and they also won a few years ago. So have a look at the final. So most recently they beat Man City, Spurs in the previous year. They lost against Real Madrid the previous season to that. Their first Champions League win though was against Atletico Madrid, I think. I'm just going back. Yeah. So yeah, they've done rather well, haven't they? The most recent win then, 1-0 against Man City. Rodrigo with the goal. I can't see it. I thought I'd be able to see it. I'm not sure why I can't see. I've got the... Oh, I suppose I don't have the detail level 1 for the Champions League, maybe. All I know is he is perfect. And he's now the captain of Liverpool. Klopp is still here. He's helped improve the worldwide reputation to 5 stars for Liverpool now. I think they're on 4.5 at the start. So that's quite incredible. This is the current Liverpool squad, by the way. They've still got Alisson in goal, but there's a lot of change. I mean, pretty much all the rest of the team is different, apart from Alexander-Arnold, who's now 30 years old, by the way. This is his contract. £450,000 a week. So if we don't move him on, he's still got... his contract actually expires this season. No, it's not. I'm reading that. What am I looking at? It's 2032. He's got 3 years left on his contract. So if we don't move him on, he's got 3 years left on his contract. So yeah, ridiculous amounts of money. I don't think there's much else. Has he added a player trait? Gets crowd going. Plays 1-2s. He's added that in his time at Liverpool. Italy still number 1 in the world after, of course, winning the World Cup. I didn't actually look at the European Championship. What's it called? European Football Championship, whatever it's called. So they did actually win it in 2024, beating England in the final. Can't see that anymore. So Mr. Perfect obviously involved in that. Did he win Best Player? He did. He actually won it in 2020 and 2024. Won the Young Player Award at those 2 tournaments as well. Obviously will be involved in the Dream Team. I'm sure he was involved in the Dream Team this year and they didn't reach the final. Golden Boot. He didn't really score many goals in this competition, did he? So since joining Liverpool, he's won so much. He's won the Champions League 3 times. He's won the Premier League multiple times. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 times. Runners up once as well. We've won the World Club Championship once. The Super Cup, the FA Cup, they've managed to win 3 times. The Carabao Cup, they've managed to win 3 times as well. Most recently, the last couple of years, they've managed to win it. So they have been completely dominant. I'm not saying it's all down to Mr. Perfect, because of course Liverpool are a strong team in real life anyway, and Klopp's an exceptional manager. But he has really helped them cement their place at the top of world football. He has continued to win every single World Golden Ball, Ballon d'Or. Look at this. Insane. Salah featuring, by the way, for Barcelona. Mbappe 2nd place, and he usually ends up winning it every year if you don't have this sort of player in the game. Footballer of the Year, Mbappe beat him 1 year. That is a shock. World Player of the Year, he's won that every year. He won the Under-21 Footballer of the Year 6 times because he started so young, of course. World Golden Ball, that's the one we've already looked at. And lastly, World Team of the Year. This is the overall World Team of the Year since we started. Mr. Perfect at centre-back. Whereas recently, he has been playing left-back that year. In attacking midfield in 2027. 2026 was left-back. Midfield, he's been mainly at left-back, but also in other positions as well. So his overall position is apparently centre-back, according to this. And I don't know if this is all of his appearances in all competitions, and I don't know if this is an accurate figure, but according to this, he scored 233 goals in 543 games with an 8.64 average rating, which will, I presume it will start to dip more, that average rating, now that I've turned the detail level on in the Premier League. But it's actually benefited him in terms of his goals and assists, as you can see there. And I will have a look at the stats. I know this is very nitty-gritty and might not be for everyone, but I find it fascinating looking at these sorts of things. So he didn't actually win as many Player of the Match awards this year, did he? And he also hasn't covered as much ground as he was previously when we were looking at these things. But he's got the highest average rating. He's still continued to win the most headers. He scored the most goals. Average minutes per goal is the highest. Shots, the most. Shots on target, he got the most. Shots on target percentage, though, I suppose because he has a lot of long shots, he's not really on there. Conversion rate, not really on there either, is he? Interesting. And he's not featuring on the tackles per game thing anymore. So his game has changed, I think, over time. He's still, like I said, winning the most headers, the most key headers as well. He's just impossible to beat in the air. One thing I didn't actually talk about was his height and weight in the first part, and I kind of made him... I didn't want to make him too tall because I didn't want him to be ungainly. I wanted him to be kind of like the perfect height and the perfect weight. So like 5'11", 70 kilograms. I just thought that would kind of be perfect, but I'm not entirely sure about that. That's just what I made him. I could have made him like a Superman. He's ridiculously tall and the perfect weight, but he doesn't need to be. With these attributes, he doesn't need to be 7 foot tall. He's got jumping reach and heading of 20, so he doesn't need to be really tall. It doesn't actually matter. So we'll end this video. We're taking a look at a few of his goals. I'm sure he's scored a few free kicks at his time for the club. Obviously 20 on free kicks, 20 on everything. He's likely to score goals from the penalty spot as well as from free kicks. Couple of goals from right back against Wolves in a 4-0 win. Liverpool, they've scored so many goals with Mr. Perfect dominating. This was a nice finish coming in from right back. 1-on with the keeper. Another free kick maybe? 45th minute free kick? Yes, beautiful free kick from him. Another dominant win by Liverpool. Let's have a look at this goal then. Anything special? We haven't seen any long range bangers, have we? Considering he's got long shots, perhaps this is one. Edge of the box? Yeah, but it's not great goalkeeping. We might find one eventually. This was the Champions League final, by the way. Man of the match performance from Mr. Perfect. 5 chances created from right back. What a performance. Wow, I think we'll end it there. Thank you for watching part 2. Remember to vote in the poll if you are watching this in the first couple of hours of it being uploaded. And part 3, we will holiday further into the future and see how Mr. Perfect gets on in his late 20s. Until next time, enjoy FM20. Enjoy the rest of your day. See you very soon.